How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's been a while. I know it's been a long time. It's almost like season 2 of Outside the Square Circle. I'll reintroduce ourselves again. I'm Dennis Ragland. That's Frank Nares. This is Outside the Square Circle podcast. We're gonna try to cover as much as we can for all the time that we've been going, and we're really excited to do this again. Sorry we made you wait so long. Never again. It's just been a little crazy right now, but let's go ahead and dive into it, everybody. First, let's talk. We got to talk about this Bradley. And I've been reading a lot of things on him. Congratulations to Timothy Bradley. He had a great win over Rios, which Rios retired afterwards. Well, I kind of agree with that. But right now, I'm reading that Timothy Bradley should be ranked the #1 welterweight in the world. And I thought about that. Do I agree with that? And you know what? Yes. Let me say why. Floyd is retired. Even though some people may think he's going to come back for a 50th fight, we have to play it for what it is right now, and he's retired. So, that leaves Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Keith Thurman. Those are the number 1 and 2 ranked by the WBA welterweights. So, right now with Bradley's resume, his experience, what he's accomplished, do I rank him higher than Thurman, Khan, and Pacquiao, who just lost to Mayweather, has an injury, and we're not going to show how he's going to look again, if he's going to come back and look spectacular, because you don't get 30-plus years old, get an injury with a loss, and then come back speedy, fast, and looking sharp. He can be old overnight, or he can just never be the same again. So, in that regards, I have to say that right now, I would say that Timothy Bradley is the #1 welterweight in the world. For rankings, he's definitely top 5 pound for pound, but definitely the #1 welterweight. I don't want people to confuse pound for pound for welterweight.
Yeah.
Because some people will say, well, so what about GGG? No. We're not talking about pound for pound. We're talking about welterweights. And I think he deserved it. I honestly think that Timothy Bradley was the only person that deserved the Floyd fight before he gave it to Berto.
I agree.
He was the only guy that deserved it with his resume and what he's done and what he's proved. So I'm very happy for Bradley to get the win. And I just want to know, what I'm hearing, what's going to be next to him is going to be Saddam Ali.
Mm-hmm. This is
and
mandatory.
I think that's going to be a great fight for a number of reasons. Because I think the WBO said he's his #1 contender now for the belt. Oscar De La Hoya said that. And I want to see, one, what can Saddam Ali do with an elite fighter? He looked good against C-level competition. But when you have an elite fighter in front of you, does he really have it? Can he really stand behind his name? Is this guy a real superstar, or is he just going to be a gatekeeper? So, this is going to prove a lot to see what the Saddam has. And for Bradley, I want to see, not taking anything away from his win with Rios, but I want to see, did Teddy Allen make that much of a difference with him? Or was it just that Rios was that much worn down? So, we'll get a chance to see that in this fight. So, again, I think that he should be ranked #1 welterweight. And after the Saddam Ali fight, a fight that I really, really want to see is Timothy Bradley versus Kell Brook. Because it's about time to see Kell fight. And you know what? People give kind of a lot of flack for this, but they seem to be letting Kell get away with the fact that he hasn't fought top opposition since Sean Porter.
Mm-hmm.
But the Frankie Gavins of the world, the JoJo Dance, and now he's fighting. What's the guy name?
Diego Chavez.
Diego Chavez.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Diego Chavez is no walk in the park. But he's not an elite welterweight in my book. You know, he's a B-level competition fighter. He's gonna make a good, ugly, scrappy fight.
Yeah.
But Hale needs to be fighting those Keith Thurmans, those Amir Khan when he's ready. He needs to be fighting those Timothy Bradleys. He needs to be fighting those big names out there to really show that he's a force to be reckoned with in the welterweight division. So, Frank, what do you got to say?
Well, to backtrack all the way, Tim Bradley looked phenomenal against Bradley-Rios. And I know, my thing is with the Rios fight is, afterwards him saying, "Oh, I didn't train for so many months. I was out of the ring." Well, that's no one's fault but your own. You might not have fought in for a while, but you need to lay off all the salty tacos and everything that you're eating, because we all. And guys, I don't say that because he's Mexican. I'm Mexican as well. I know he eats tacos. He's came out and said he loves them, but he has to be dedicated to the sport. Just because you don't fight in 8-9 months doesn't mean you shouldn't still be in the gym keeping your body in shape. That's one. But back to the main point that I was making, Bradley looked phenomenal. I didn't think in a million years he could knock out Bradley-Rios. And out of shape Bradley-Rios or not. I mean, Bradley-Rios is one of the toughest guys in boxing. He has a really sturdy chin. I've only seen him hurt once, and that was against Mike Alvarado, who punches a lot harder than Tim Bradley does. But, Tim just kept working that body, and he finally got him. He looked really, really good. To your point about him, we don't really know how much better he is with Teddy Atlas. I agree with you 100%. We really don't know, because as good as he did look against Rios, he would have beaten Rios with anyone in his corner. I think he was just the superior fighter at the end of the day. But just like even Bradley said in the post-fight when he was talking about the certain moves that Atlas taught Bradley how to do with his feet. I mean, we saw it in the fight, so we are seeing that he learned some things with Atlas, but we're going to truly see how much better he has gotten under Atlas as he continues to step up in competition. As far as him being the number one welterweight, man, if I had to put a gun to my head, I would probably still say it's Manny at number one. Simply because his resume has been stacked. But with that being said, I'm not mad at that anyone has Bradley at number one, because he sure as hell earned it. Everything he's done at 140, everything he's done at 147, he doesn't duck and dodge no one, aside from Mir Khan, which that's a completely different story. But I mean, he's tough as nails, man. He's just that type of fighter that it's hard for me to pick any of these young dudes to beat him. I know a lot of people want to see Keith Thurman in there with him. I know a lot of people want to see Kell Brook in there with him and Amir Khan in there with him, but truth be told, I favor him against all those guys, man. He just has so much heart. He might not be as skilled as those three that I named. He might not hit as hard. He might not be as fast, but dude, his heart and determination in that ring that's pound for pound number one right there, because he wants it bad when he's in there. I've never seen him give up. So I would think that as soon as Manny Pacquiao retires, that he's going to be the number one welterweight in the world. Unless the people continue to duck him. I mean, because I really want to see him in there with Thurman. I really want to see him in there with Khan and Brook. If I had to pick the fight that I want to see next, it would have to be Amir Khan for me. I mean, they were supposed to fight at 140. That's a fight that's very, very long overdue. So I really want to see that. As far as Rios retiring, I don't know if he's really going to retire. I think he was just upset about his loss. I think he was upset that he had been out of the gym for so long and that his body just wasn't in the shape that it was in for his prior fights. I think he'll be back. I know a lot of the fighters that he trains with.
Do you think he should be back?
Do I think? I think he should, because as ironic as it sounds, I know his style is very fan-friendly, and I know he gets hit a lot, but he still hasn't shown any signs of crazy damage. Like Mike Alvarado has shown signs of damage. He's slurring his words. The same as Shane Mosley. He's starting to slur his words and he can't remember like mid-thought. But Bradley-Rios hasn't really shown any of that. I know he sounds a little goofy, but that's just how he always been. He's not very articulate of a person. I don't think he should. There's still matchups that I really want to see. I want to see him and Provodnikov. I want to see him and anyone at the top of 147. Really, he's still a very formidable opponent. He needs to keep his body in shape. I mean, there's no excuse for a welterweight to be coming in weighing 170 on the night of the fight. That's ridiculous. I mean, that just means you're cutting that much weight. And Roy Jones made a good point of it too. He said, look, your body doesn't go back up to a weight that it wasn't at before. So it was clear that starting camp, he was around 170. And that's not a good way for a welterweight to be spending his... I mean, we see that all the time. I mean, Ricky Hatton, that was his downfall, was that he was ballooning up in between fights and he has to just stay in shape. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that, man. Bradley is a bad boy like we already knew. Rios was just simply out of shape. That's not to take away anything that Bradley did. but Rios has to take care of his body better. And even if he did, I still think Bradley beats him. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think Bradley still boxes the same way he did and wins a very wide unanimous decision. I didn't see that fight as very competitive when it was made. But moving on to a bit of a different topic. Big bro and little bro ain't seeing eye to eye no more, man. What seemed like it was a very, very good friendship in the beginning seems to be crumbling. Now, some people are saying that they might be hyping up a fight between them, or they might just genuinely are starting to venture off down different roads. What do you think? What do you think that they'll be fighting, or what do you think the basis of this feud is?
Honestly, I think with a smoke, there's fire. And I know a lot of times, and especially in the boxing business, the name of the game is promote fights.
Yeah.
Even with this Ashley Broner fight, it makes the fight much more intriguing if Broner and Floyd have some type of TMT beef.
Yeah.
We all want to watch and rally and hope that maybe Ashley can win one for TMT for Floyd.
Right.
Or maybe Broner's going to be that one as much. This is to beat this guy to prove a point to Floyd. I get that part of it. But I like to analyze things when I watch them. I analyze the way Broner was talking, and he actually seemed pretty heartfelt.
Yeah.
So if it is just a hoax, you know what? Broner's an amazing actor. He needs to go in the movies after this. Because he did seem like he was, the way the words he was using and how he was talking, he really felt as if he felt hurt by Floyd.
Yeah.
And I'm going to break it down really quickly. I blame Floyd for this.
Okay.
And the reason why is this. First of all, Broner is taking a fight he don't even need. By no means do we need Ashley to do it. That's not a knock at Ashley, because Ashley got a good win over one of my friends, Upshare.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good win for him. He's doing a big fight, but by no means did Broner have to step out of saying, hey, I want to unify with, say, the IBF champion. I think Caesar or something. I forget his name.
Cuenca?
Yeah. So I think that would have been a good fight for him to say, you know what, I want to unify. It's a lot of big names at 140 now, and I want to try to conquer that division.
Yeah.
Broner taking the Ashley Theophane fight doesn't do much for Broner. He did that simply because his big bro Floyd called him and said, hey, I got a guy that can beat you. Will you take the fight?
Right.
And being that they have a close relationship, Broner did that for Floyd. He didn't have to. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So, given that, if Broner wants to start to do what Broner does, what does Broner do? He runs his mouth. He talks trash. If he wants to do that to try to hype and promote that fight, what Floyd needs to be doing is simply backing up his guy, talking trash back, not making it personal between them two. Because as you heard Broner say, I don't get it. It's not like we fighting, bro.
Right.
Why you take the personal shots at me? We're not about to fight each other. If anything, you should be saying how Ashley is going to beat me and how Ashley is better than me. You shouldn't be making it personal towards you.
Right.
You know I wouldn't say anything negative to you. You know what I mean? I took the fight because you asked me to. And plus, I look at another instance where when 50 Cent came out, they had the 50 Cent program with the riff. 50 went right to the media with telling what happened and what was going on. And Floyd hadn't said anything yet. And what Floyd clearly said was, if you're my friend, you're my friend.
Right.
I'm not going to run to the media and put anything out personal about you. You know, real friends don't do that. We can handle it behind closed doors.
Right.
But yet, when it's on him, he runs right out and start attacking Broner in the media.
Yeah.
I thought you said you didn't believe in doing that. When Broner clearly said he called you, you could have called him back and told him, hey, I get you promoting the fight, but how about not saying F my promotion? But you go out and take shots at this man becoming a champion. You take shots at his loss. You pretty much try to diminish his reputation and what he is as a fighter, and he's supposed to be your little brother.
Right.
Floyd is supposed to be the big bro. He's older. He's mature. To the point he retired. He know this game in and out. And not to mention, Frank, what has Floyd built his career doing? How did he become the #1 Mr. Pay-Per-View?
Right.
People hated him that much they wanted to see him lose.
Yep.
Because he talks so much trash. How do you get mad at a guy for doing what you made your name off of?
Yep.
So now that's why I'm saying I really agree with Broner, and I disagree with Floyd. He should have been the bigger man, the smarter man. Not only he should have not got offended. If he did get offended, he should have handled it in a completely different way. What do you think?
You know, I can't say much more than you said, in all honesty. I agree with you. When I first saw it, I actually only saw the Broner clip, and I was like, damn, why is Broner saying all this? Because I didn't see what Floyd said, so I'm like, damn, like, what is Broner? But then when I saw what Floyd said, I said, man, you know, I would have took that to heart too, because just like you said, he's completely right. He never took Broner never took shots at Floyd. He was just talking about, and I get it, you know, Floyd is TMT, that's his label, I get that, but he's never saying about Floyd, he's talking about certain fighters that are within TMT. And Floyd took that to heart, and just like you said, ran right to the media. So if I'm Broner, yeah, I'm going to be a little agitated about that too, because they're not fighting each other. And just like you said, it's a complete contradiction to get mad at someone for trash talking when that's how you became the pay-per-view star, was through trash talking. I mean, even like, put it this way too. He became a pay-per-view star by not only beating De La Hoya, but those 24/7s were classic. Those were the first.
Amazing.
Yeah, that was back when 24/7 had 4 episodes, so you had the whole month before the fight every Saturday. Man, that to me that was more exciting than the fight itself, and I mean that's saying a lot because I still really enjoyed the fight. But I was like, damn, what the hell is Floyd's gonna say next? You know what I mean? He did it with Hatton, he did it with Mosley, and I was like, man, like he did it with Ortiz. So it's like, and that's entertaining. That was good stuff. So the fact that Broner's doing the same, what are you getting mad about? And especially to run straight to the media like you said you didn't do. You know, so I know some people think that it's just a publicity stunt to keep Floyd relevant. That's what I've been hearing, and I don't agree with that. I think that he genuinely got mad about Broner talking about some of the fighters at TMT, and he just took a personal shot in which Broner didn't take very kindly either. I think that's where it goes. Where it goes from here, though, who knows, man? I don't think that they'll fight. I just don't see that happening. I think Broner would have to, you know, beat Ashley and then get a really, really big win at 140 before, you know, to really hype that fight. Especially because you brought up a good point when we were talking on Facebook the other day, though, where who's really going to be the villain? Because no one likes Broner, but no one really likes Floyd either. So who's really going to buy that fight? Because there's been a lot of people within boxing who have been buying Floyd's fight to see him lose. But this might be a kid who they dislike more than Floyd. So I don't think they're going to want to buy a fight to cheer for Floyd. You understand what I mean? I'm going to buy, I buy all the fights. So I can't act like I'm not going to. No matter who fights who, I'm watching them, I'm buying them. It's happening.
We're doing it for a different reason, but the casual fan is
right.
different.
That's what I mean. The casual fan is going to pick and choose the fight that they want because they're casual, and that's fine. That's their lane. But I don't think they're going to want to pay for a fight in which that they're going to root for Floyd. But let's say the fight gets made, though. Forget pay-per-view numbers. I don't like the fight stylistically. I really don't. I don't think that Broner fights the right style to trouble Mayweather in the slightest. I think it will become a thinking match in which no man on the face of the earth can beat Floyd in. It's going to be a chess match. It's going to be slow. There's going to be a lot of just one punching out from each of them, in which I see Floyd timing him very, very early on, maybe the second or third round, and I think it'll be over from there. I think it would be a cakewalk. Broner just doesn't have the work rate. Broner doesn't have the come forward mentality that's needed to beat Floyd. And it's not to say anything bad about Broner, because Broner's an exceptional fighter. He puts his mind to it. He can be a top 10 pound for pound guy. But it's just the style itself. Nobody can outthink Floyd. It won't happen. And if you are gonna outthink him, you have to outthink him coming forward, not standing still or going backwards or in the pocket. You have to put the pressure on Floyd and calculate it and be calculated in coming forward to set up your attack. And Broner just doesn't do that. So I wouldn't be interested in that. To segue with that though. Because I think it's pretty unanimous between me and you and a lot of boxing fans that Floyd's going to come back for number 50. So let's say he does come back for number 50. Would you, or actually, before we even talk about that, because that's kind of the same thing, or the same topic to go into, Cotto Canelo. How do you see that fight? Maybe, I don't think we have predictions just yet, but how do you see it in terms of percentages, and would you want the winner of that to rematch Floyd?
Well, what I see about this fight, this is a great fight. And you know why fights are great like this to me? Because we don't know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
As you was just saying, like with said Broner and Floyd would fight, we would pretty much have a good idea of who's gonna win that fight. With this one, it's any man's game. You got power and youth on one side, and you got experience and technique on the other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, who's gonna take this fight? With that being said, man, I have to lead right now slightly 55-45 Canelo over Cotto. But that can change in a split second. I can see something at the weigh-in and be like, nope.
Yeah.
I change it. I'm going to go with Cotto.
Yeah.
That's why I love this fight, because I honestly don't know who's going to win. Even though I'll make a prediction next week based off of everything that I see and I calculated. Right now, it's pretty much any man's fight. And I'm excited to see it. I can't be honest. What was one of the things that you asked me leading up to this that you wanted me to answer?
Would you want the winner of that fight to fight Floyd for his 50th fight?
Right. You know what? I want Floyd to stay retired. You know why? The Floyd fans are just worrisome. and I don't think Floyd needs the money. He definitely doesn't need the money. I think if he comes back, it's because he's going to break that record. And if he does come back, I'm definitely going to support the fight. I'm going to bat. I'm going to watch it. And I think that if he does come back, it's definitely be against the Cotto Canelo winner. But if you ask me, I think he should stay where he at, try to build up TNT, and continue and try to find a way to be as big and successful outside the ring as he did inside. But I think whoever wins that fight would definitely be a legitimate threat.
Yeah. Because
not only have they fought for it before, so they have that insight of how he is, they'll be more active than him.
Yeah. No, I share a lot of the same sentiments as you. I think, just like you said, the fight, we just really don't know who's going to win. That's why I find it crazy that there are people out here saying, oh, Cotto's going to kill him, Canelo's going to kill him. And if that's the case, by all means, but there's really nothing we can lean to as a fan to really have that argument. I mean, this fight is so close on paper, it's ridiculous. But just like you said, we'll have our prediction out next week for you guys. Hopefully by midweek, it will be before the fight, obviously, because we can't cherry pick and act like I picked him after the fight. So we're not gonna do that to you guys. But just like you said, Dennis, I do want Floyd to stay retired. But that said, if he does come back, the winner of that fight deserves it the most. But the reason I want him to stay retired is, one, he's just slowed down so much. Even in beating Manny Pacquiao and the two Maidana fights, he's slower than he was. And even in the Berto fight, he thoroughly dominated Berto, but he's just slower. He's not as effective with certain things. I mean, that's what happens. It's old age. Father Time caught up to him. I think he had his time. I don't want to see him fight with the style that he's had to fight with later in his career. It's not that it's boring, because I find most styles entertaining, because I like picking up little techniques from them, seeing how they think, seeing what they're doing with their feet. But it's just Floyd's fighting like an old man, for the lack of for better words. So I'd like to see him stay retired. And also for a selfish reason, is because I really, really want the winner of Cotto Canelo to fight Gennady Golovkin. I think that's a great fight. So that is the fight that I think is very organic after that one. So those are my thoughts on that, man. But that's it for us today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. We are going to be much more consistent. I promise you that. Things happen. People got jobs. People who just don't have as much time as we used to. But we're cracking down on that. We're going to be getting down to a weekly schedule. We're going to be putting out at least one video a week. We're coming up with certain ideas that you guys see in the very near future. We'll be putting out at least twice a week eventually. So stay in the loop. If you haven't already, subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Our link will be in the description. Hit us up on Facebook if there are certain topics you want us to talk about. Do it. I mean, we're very easy to find. You can message us on our Facebook page, the fan page. However you guys want to do it, man. We're very friendly. We'll message you back. We promise. We'll listen to your posts. We'll listen to your thoughts. We'll listen to criticisms. We're all about it, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.
God bless.